The situations in my life are in no way attributed to my parents and the raising I had. It was just choices I made. So it was about 10 years ago, I moved in to this guy next door to a guy that, unbeknownst to me, was a cocaine dealer. And I was mowing his lawn and helping him out, and he would give me a little bit of drugs, you know, rather than pay me. And well, it turned out that, you know, just a little bit here and there, and before I know it, you know, I was spending my whole paycheck with him. As Megan got older and we had Casey, and then she got pregnant with Anthony, and at that point I was just at my wit's end. We were back up north and we were both strung out, and I decided I don't know what to do, you know. And so I made up my mind then to quit. I got to the point where I got into a tight and couldn't pay my electric bill. And I had heard about this place, Crosswinds, that would help you out, you know. So I called them, and that was when I met Bobby and Rhonda.
The first time we met Tony and his family, I immediately was drawn to them. I loved them right away. The kids were precious. I could really tell that Tony had a love for his children, and that he was really trying to provide for them, and he was trying to be a good dad.
I called them and they said, well, you know, can we sit down and talk with you? And I said, yeah, sure, you know, and they wanted to know, I thought maybe they wanted me to come to the office, and they're like, no, can we come to your house? And I was like, oh, geez, okay, you know. And so they come over, and here I thought they were going to help me with my electric bill, and lo and behold, they come in, and we got to talking, and he's like, man, we can't help you with your electric bill, but if you need help getting a job, we can help you do that, you know, because at that time I was laid off, and that changed my life right there.
We have this incident where he's fixing to get his lights turned off, and we sat with him and suffered with him as we told him we weren't going to be able to pay his light bill. And we just said, look, you know, I can't do that because you used the $100 that you could have paid your light bill to buy cocaine. And so if I pay your light bill, I'm buying your cocaine, and we can't do that. And we are sad that your kids are fixing to be in the dark.
And I told him, I said, man, I can't do this. I'm going to lose my kids. I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to lose everything if I don't get some help. And that's when they recommended me to Living Free and Tommy Wilson. And between the three of them, they helped me get into the Home of Grace.
I just told Megan, you're going to get to see him again. And when he comes home, he's going to be okay. And that day, those three kids crawled up in my lap, and we just cried together. And I just believed that God was going to bring Tony home okay. And he brought him home more than okay.
And that is truly where my life changed. That's where I was introduced to Christ. And, you know, at that point, when I was down there, I realized that there was nothing that I could do to fix this situation. I was able to take parenting classes. I was able to take courses in mending and healing relationships, Christian-based, Saturday Seekers. I mean, I took every course that was available at that time. You know, it's one thing to get somebody help. It's another thing to stand beside them and walk with them through these problems.
And remember, this is the piece that's the key on this deal, in my view. 4 years. 4 years. We remained. He was open. He was loving. He wasn't hateful to us. He responded. When he was using, he was running from us, but he was never, you know, and we hung out in the neighborhood, and we were there, and we were the ones that when he was down that he called.
You know, I've never had anybody that loved me so much, you know, and that cared.
When he came home from Home of Grace, we knew a little bit about his past, but one of the things we do at Faith Housing is help you get your life back on track and get stable. And you know, you want to take care of those things that are in the back of your mind that might come up to bite you later. And one of those was an outstanding warrant for his arrest in Michigan. And so we knew that that was something we were going to have to deal with, because we know that God doesn't want us to live in fear. And so we were just like, Tony, you've got to get this taken care of. You've got to go face it and get it behind you, because someday you're going to want to go visit your family there, and you don't want to have to worry.
It's just been a miracle that the change in my life. I've went from being a dope head to a dad. I'm a little nervous, but I just put it in God's hands, and whatever will be, will be. If it be His will, then that's what it'll be.